ask you, how long will President Salva stay in power if you elect him today? Or if you elect another South Sudanese, how long will those leaders stay in power? Do you know? If you know, please tell me, because I, Ruth, also want to know, because I've been trying to research. I've been trying to get a lot of information that these leaders that everybody is talking that they want to do election in 2026, December. How long will they stay in power? This is the question that every smart South Sudanese, every South Sudanese that care about the future of South Sudan should ask themselves. Another thing will be like this. What are the manifesto? What do they want to do? Are they telling you? Do you know? They have not come out and tell us they will build roads. When they are campaigning, they are not telling us they will build roads or they will build schools. They are not saying anything. They just come, organize, put on their red t-shirts, and then people will give speeches that don't even tell us what they will do. What are the manifesto? What will they implement? Or you just want to elect them like cows? You want to elect them like goats that wake up in the morning and move? No. What will they do? This is also another question that you need to ask yourself. What will they do? Will they build roads? Did they tell you they will build roads? And remember, this is a party that have been in leadership for 15 years when we got our independence. And they went to leadership again before even that. So these are the questions we need to ask ourselves. It has nothing to do with tribalism. It is not tribalism. It is common sense. It is common sense that need to be used. You are educated South Sudanese, for God's sake. We have South Sudanese that have PhD. We have South Sudanese that have master's degrees. We have South Sudanese that have bachelors. And you see them shouting because they are putting on a red shirt that is written SPLA. You want to tell us that you want to go to election without knowing these leaders you want to elect, how long they will stay in power. Do we know? This is a big question everybody should know. If you elect a leader today, how long will they be your president? Yes. How long? There's no constitution. It's like you are marrying a woman and you are telling your wife that everybody here, you answer to everybody. So everybody will wake up and say, do like this, do like this, do like this. The wife will not know who is my husband and what are the rules of my home. So how can you elect a leader without knowing the rules that are going to govern that leader? When we make noise, we just don't make noise. It's because you don't want to listen. It's because you don't want to listen. And the reason why the government of South Sudan have grow horns, because the government of South Sudan have grow horns. The government of South Sudan have grow horns. And the people that have made the government of South Sudan, especially this SPLM, to grow horns is because South Sudanese, they don't ask questions. South Sudanese don't ask for accountability. You remember the leaders that are saying, Ati, there's no OA without hospital. Yes, there's no OA without roads. There is no OA. Yes, without salaries, there is no OA. Without food, there is no OA. It is as simple as that. You wake up in the morning, you go to your kitchen. If there is no the geek, you say no OA. If there is no clean waters that comes to your home, there's no taps, there is no OA. That is it, as simple as that. If no any good things that is supposed to be given by the government services, then there's no OA. It is as simple as that. We are not talking to government that have never been in power. They have been in power for 21 years. They have been in power again for 15 years. So what is it that they did not do today that they will do tomorrow? And a lot of people are this and that and that. Yes, I will continue to make noise. If you don't want my noise, block me. I did not force you to come to my live show. It's as simple as that. Ask yourself, you are 30 years old, you are 40 years old, you are 50 years old. Do you live without rules in your house? There's rules that say respect your father and mother. So these rules, even in South Sudan, we need rules. Even in South Sudan, we need rules. We need to know how long will the government of South Sudan that they are saying will elect, what will they do? What are their manifestations? Let them give us what they will do and how long will they stay in power. And I want South Sudanese to look critically. This court case is not court case between Dr. Ruac and the government of South Sudan. It is a court case between the government of South Sudan and the people of South Sudan. It is as simple as that. If Dr. Ruac is standing there, if the 7 political detainees are standing there, they are representing South Sudanese. They are not representing me alone. They are not representing themselves. They are representing the people of South Sudan. If a South Sudanese have sense, any South Sudanese that have sense, they will be able to see. They will be able to see that whoever is fighting for the people of South Sudan. This is a case between the government of South Sudan and the people of South Sudan. Dr. Ruac is representing the people of South Sudan. The 7 political detainees are representing the people of South Sudan. And the government, plus their lawyers and everybody, they are representing their government. Because why will they refuse to just give a simple request that Dr. Ruac, one is live, one is proceeding to be live, one to be recorded for the future use. What is so big about that? What is so big about that? What are they afraid of? What is the government of South Sudan afraid of? It is as simple as that. And this is what I'm asking even you, South Sudanese. If your wife tells you that because you abuse me, I want to talk in front, let it be recorded so that another people will come and see, or my children will come and see tomorrow that we had a divorce. And the reason we had a divorce, I want it to be recorded so that when our children comes or grow up tomorrow, they will be able to understand why me and you, we separated. So why will it be so hard for you to accept as a man that you should record? Or as a woman, why should you refuse? No, it is very simple. Why are they resisting? Why are they resisting? They are the people that arrested Dr. Ruac. And today, 8 sessions already went without even a decision. Again, remove your tie. Tomorrow, hey, we are having this, we are having this. All these excuses. And I will end my live show this morning by asking you, how long will the government that you want to elect stay in power? Which constitution do you have that will hold them accountable? Do you have a constitution that was amended? Do you have a constitution? We got independent in 2011. Since 2011, we don't have a constitution. I know a lot of you don't know meaning of constitution. You don't know what is a constitution because most of you just went to school to pass and get a certificate. You went to school just to get a document. You just went to school to get a paper. Most South Sudanese don't know why they didn't even graduate. A lot. You go to Jamajuba in the morning, you come back the next year, you graduate. You cannot even explain what you study. Have you seen them struggling on social media, trying to tell us what they study? They will not be able even to tell you what they study. They go to Jamajuba, get documents, get papers, go to I don't know which university, and they come back and say, yes, they have studied. Yes, when you tell somebody, yes, what did you study? They cannot be able to tell you what they study. These are the people that are electing. These are the people that are saying, oh yeah, it doesn't not supposed to be like that. No. There is something that is called constitution. This constitution is what holds leaders accountable, is what gives leaders rights and gives citizens right. And we don't have that. The first thing should be we have to have a permanent constitution. For 15 years, no constitution. That means for 15 years we have been governed without constitution. We have been like cows and goats and chickens and lizards and frogs. That's how we have been living in the country. They wake up today, they make a rule and they sign. They wake up tomorrow, they make a rule and they sign. They make up the next day, they make a rule. Even one day, maybe they'll wake up and say, You cannot sleep with your wife on Monday. They can even make sure they sign that. Yes, everybody will be sleeping, singing the name of SPLA Oye in SPLM party. They can wake up in the morning and say, on Saturdays, marriages will not be happening. And there's nothing you can do about it because they are the people in power. They can even wake up and tell you, this is no longer your wife. Yes, this is, we are being governed like that. There is no, for 15 years, no constitution. And we have given them power. They are not accountable to anybody because they can only be accountable to citizens of South Sudan if there is a constitution that holds them accountable. So ask yourself, how long will they stay in power? What are their manifestations? What will they do? What will President Salve do to you? Ask him as simple as that. President Salve, you want to be re-elected or you want to be elected in South Sudan as a president of South Sudan. Hey, what will you do to us, the people of South Sudan? You have been in power for 21 years. What you did not do that time, what will make you do it today? He did not build roads for 21 years. What will make him to build roads tomorrow? He did not build school. What will make him? He will bring more guns. He will bring more wars. He will bring more Ugandans. He will even go and bring more troops from other countries to make sure he stay in power and his family to continue to control the government. Ask yourself, how many years will he stay in power if you elect him today, if there's no constitution? What if you wake up and say South Sudan will be a kingship? It will monarchy. He will be the king and his children will be, it will be his children, grandchildren and everybody. What will you do? Do you have power? You don't have constitution. I've come to understand, including Agel Machar. I watched the video when Agel Machar went to, I don't know, Upper Nile what, and he was giving his speech. And I listened carefully to the speech of Agel Machar. I wanted to know, what will the SPLA do? There is nothing that came out of his mouth. Nothing came out of his mouth that they will do as a party. So, how can they continue to keep us in the dark? And we have been in the dark for 21 years. We got our independence and then now we have been in the dark for 15 years. We cannot. If you want election, then make them make constitution. Let them make constitution be available. It is as simple as that. This is what I want. Whether SPLA want to rule for a million years, whether SPLA want to rule for 50 million years, I don't care. Let them make a constitution that will hold them accountable, that I, as a citizen of South Sudan, I can watch, I can read and know my right in that constitution. Without that constitution, there is no election. Without constitution, no election. And to the international community, to the African Union, to the IGAD, don't you have constitution that governs your countries? Don't you have constitution that governs your institutions? Don't you have rules in your countries? If you have rules in your countries, why will you support an election that doesn't have a constitution? If you mean well for South Sudan, why do you have constitution in your countries and you want to support a government that doesn't have constitution? This is a question that I am sending to the international community, to the African Union, to the IGAD, to the East African community, to everybody that is coming out and saying they are supporting the election of South Sudan. Don't you have constitution in your countries? Don't you have constitutions in your institutions? African Union, don't you have constitution that governs your leadership? IGAD, don't you have constitution that governs your leadership? International community, the Tricas, the USA and everybody, don't you have constitutions in your countries that govern your countries? Then if you have that constitution, why will you say you support an election that doesn't have a constitution? Is it that you want South Sudanese to suffer? Does that show that you love South Sudan? Does that show you care about South Sudan? UN, you know there's no constitution that is governing this election. How can election be there without constitution? This is a question to the international community. This makes me to question anybody that is supporting this election in December 22nd, 2026. How do you support a government, an election without constitution when you have constitutions in your countries, in your institutions? So to me, South Sudanese, I don't have a problem. You want to do election, give me a constitution that governs this election, and I'll be okay with it. I don't have a problem. You will go do, even me, I will vote. But an election without constitution is like a river that is having a lot of things inside. You have frogs inside, you have fish inside, you have hippos inside, you have crocodiles inside, you have different type of living things in the water, in the sea. That is how South Sudan have been governed for a very long time. We have been living like animals in South Sudan because there's no constitution that is holding leaders accountable. That's why they wake up in the morning, they arrest your father. Wake up in the morning, they arrest your mother. They wake up in the morning, they arrest your brother. They wake up in the morning, they arrest any leader that is trying to speak for their right because they want to silence them. Why? Because they are the law. They are the constitution. They did not give us a constitution. 15 years without constitution. They bring in guns. There's a lot of money. If South Sudan want to fund constitution making process, it can take them 1 month. They have that money. They can bring the best lawyers in the whole world. They can bring the best doctors in the whole world. Anybody that is well organized, they can fund that and they can make our constitution one of the best constitution in the whole world. But no. Why will they do that? Because their power is that we don't have a constitution. So no constitution, no election. It is as simple as that. It's like, for example, no cows, no marriage. If you don't pay cows in South Sudan, you cannot go to your father-in-law and that you want to take a daughter without cows. You must pay cows, and then the father will hand over her daughter freely and happily to you. So how do we have election without a constitution? It's like, how do you have a wife without cows? So that means if you have a lady that you took without paying cows, then you are a thief. You are corrupt. Corruption is not only in money. When you took somebody's daughter without paying dowry, you are a corrupt person. Yes, you are as well as corrupt. That is corruption, because they say you must pay dowry for you to marry somebody in South Sudan, somebody's daughter. So when you are sleeping with somebody's daughter in your house, when somebody's daughter is having 10 children for you and you do not pay dowries, those are not your children according to our customary laws. So it is as simple as without cows, no wives. So without constitution, no election. It is as simple as that. We are having a lot of people that pregnant some people's daughters and they do not pay anything. So people are having, and they are opening up and they come to social media and they post those children that these are their children and they did not pay cows. No, it is as simple as that. So if you are doing good things, why will rebels be there? Rebels will only happen when you are doing something bad. A wife can never rebel when you are beating her. When you beat a wife, even the family members will come and tell you, you cannot beat our daughter. They will take their daughter away. So rebellion is not only in government. Rebellion is also in schools. Any teachers that beat students and they are hated, student rebels against them. Even in the church, a church leader that leads people badly, the congregation, they rebelled. This rebellion is everywhere. When you talk about divorce, divorce is rebellion. You rebel. You don't want this person anymore because they are doing bad things. So rebellion to you, you think rebellion is only in the government. Rebellion is everywhere. Even fish, they rebelled. You go to the river, you want to catch fish, the fish rebel. They run away. You come back home without fish. That is rebellion. To you people, you only think rebellion is only in? No, rebellion is everywhere. Rebellion is everywhere. Rebellion is in our homes. Your mother wake up in the morning and say, today there is no tea. We are going to take porridge. And children say, we will not drink this porridge. We want tea. That is rebellion. Rebellion started as early as when we are in the house. When your mother said, we are going to eat kutra. And people say, I don't want kutra, I want cabbage. That is rebellion. And it's grow like that. So rebellion is in every corner of the country. I don't have a problem. Give me a constitution and I will allow you. Yes, so have a good morning. And let's wait. What drama will they bring us today? Will they allow SSBC to be the only live streaming they will give us, which is okay. We will record it. We just want any other way. Or will they again make another excuse? Maybe they will say today, a judge is sick. Or maybe they will say there's no power. There's no fuel in the generator. Or will they make at least the ruling? Because what we want, let them make the ruling. Why are they delaying? And let them give us manifestation. What do they want to do? How long will they be in power? These are the questions I am asking. Have a good day.